What's up, nerds, and welcome to SpeedGaming 3 for this group stage match in the Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots tournament between Laoria and zelgadissan. My name is Tyler Salt. Here in the booth with me is Lana Bean. Lana, how are you?
Doing great. How you doing today?
Well, I'm sure she's great.
I'm sorry, I held control. I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks to Drossi, who, by the way, just out there in chat, pulled over in a rest stop, a highway rest stop, to send this race live for you, chat. So thanks to Drossi for doing that. We've got Royale with Cheese hitting the buttons behind the scene, and our runners should be underway shortly here in this casual boots race.
Yeah, it should be starting in the next few seconds. Pretty darn easy rules. We have Laoria 0-2 in the group, and so far Zelga is 1-1. Not sure what our MSU is going to be today. Should be exciting.
I believe I had that. Leo is using Ace Attorney, and Zelga is using Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which is a fun game.
Ooh. And start with a flute.
Ooh, love that.
So, in case people haven't seen this, Open Boots is basically a standard escape. You're gonna find whatever you find, but you gotta rescue get your items from your Uncle Rescue Zelda, and then the scene starts when you leave.
Yep, it's sword assured here, and Boots starts with a standard. Ooh, so a bottle.
Nice bottle with a fairy. Good safety.
Nice thing about casual boots is that you don't even need to worry about finding bombs in a standard escape. Gives us a little bit of time to just kind of wildly speculate about what we're going to see here. You might not, in a normal standard escape, you might see our runners, you might see them farming for bombs, checking drop pools and everything like that, but probably won't do that. Probably won't do that today.
Not a whole lot of that unless you're entering Kakariko with almost nothing. Just a heart piece out of that chest, not much there.
Yeah, we've got Leo's sound right now, and Leo is using Ace Attorney. I think it's fair to say that Laoria is the underdog here. 0-2 in groups, and Zelga obviously a top runner, a contender in every tournament, but it is casual boots. Anything can happen in casual boots seeds. I'm sure Leo is hoping for a pendant pod. That's her thing. And like I said, anything can happen in casual boots. Depends on who does some routing. It'll be interesting to see whether Laoria identifies that again probably the underdog here, but makes some maybe less conventional routing choices, shall we say.
It can, but you do that one extra check, whether it's a lumberjack or something else that the other person doesn't, it could be a huge advantage.
I know there's been some talk about, or at least in Discords that I've been talking about this tournament with, about the CAC delay in casual boots. But I think generally the idea behind that strategy is to hope that you go elsewhere and find the flute and a bottle. So having already the flute and the bottle here in the escape sequence, I would imagine both of our runners are going to head straight to Kakariko Village.
I'd imagine so, but if you find a few bombs in escape, you could end up saving quitting, heading south straight to South Shore, but with that flute, that's a little extra incentive to head straight for Kak.
Yeah, because then you can flute down to, say, Agina, and knock that out really quickly, then flute to 7. Bjorn means bear. Yeah, casual boots. So casual boots is a standard start. As you can see, we start in the escape sequence. It's boots because you start with the boots, and it's casual because it is assured sword.
It's like Zelga is testing that drop pool, and those snakes are dropping some 20s. And an 8-pack of bombs. Holy moly.
Snakes and guards are in the big variety pack. We get blue mail right away, which is really nice.
Yeah, that 8-pack of bombs will get you right through CAC, South Shore. You're good to go.
Leo's going to have to be careful here, down to half a heart. You know, everything in here hits for very little, but still got to be a little bit careful of what you run into. There's a hammer.
Hey, that's a pretty packed escape there. Holy moly, got your hammer, got a bottle, got your flute.
The blue mail.
Yeah, you got your Kakariko start package going on, and you're basically just looking for a glove and a moon pearl for Dark World.
You love to see it.
Zelga
with a casual 514 boots escape, which is insane.
Pretty darn good for sure, but Laoria is not that far behind. Just about 12 seconds behind, but that is something that can be made up. Okay, Green Pendant Eastern did not catch the other two.
Pendant Hera and a red crystal at Desert. So got 2 pendants in the Light World.
All right, 2 Pendant Light World. We're going to have a lot of dungeons to do. We can assume so. Mario's going to be needed at this point.
Oh, there's a Master Sword. Casual boots, of course, given that you start with a sword, is notorious for generating Agaseeds. So finding that second sword immediately just intensifies that. So now all we need is a lamp and Agas and logic.
You got to go check that early lumberjack because you are now a lamp away from that logically.
Just a piece of heart though, so not doing that for the item. Still Aga possible for Dark World access. So we'll keep an eye on that. Not super worried about it until we find the lamp, but is going to be something that our runners have to keep in mind.
Lots of arrows so far from all these little drops. That 3-pack of bombs will be good for Laoria. Did not get a bomb drop in Escape.
Yep. And there's bottle vendor money for Zelga. Yeah, in the situation where you do the CAC skip, there is a setup. I haven't quite figured it out. There's a setup to set up a water walk on that Lost Woods drop down. I think you need to dash down across the side of it, and then you use that water walk to hop in the whirlpool right there in the pond. That takes you down to Ice Rod Cave. You do that and then run across South Shore to Agina. That's a fun start, but again, the point of doing that is to hope that you find the flute and a bottle so that you can single dip Kakariko, and our runners don't need to worry about that today.
No, may as well just activate that flute, turn in that bottle, not have to come back to Kakariko except maybe for Dark World.
There's a second bottle for Zelga.
Is that Bombos I saw, or was that just the bottle?
I think that was just the bottle.
So far, not much in Kakariko, but still plenty to go. There's that Moon Pearl.
Hey, all right.
Just a glove away, yeah. It's always hard to find that second sword so early you're like, oh no! Oh, okay, that's East-Step Mountain and Hera access. Oh, fire source, but you got a hook shot to Hero Pod if you want to.
There we go. A little mini scam there from the bottle vendor. Zelga remembering to activate the flute.
That could be so hard sometimes. You're walking
Right?
through Kakariko and then you're bonking in library. You're like, oh crap, I just forgot to do that.
I'm looking at their group here, and this is a tough group. I mean, like in this, the quality of runners is high in this tournament, and all of the groups are tough for sure. But this is Group A, E, Skell currently in front at 3-0. Zelga in second at 1-1. Kazdin in third at 1-2. Laoria still looking for her first win. But I feel like on the right day, any of these runners can win against anybody.
That is a tough group there for sure. Some of these other groups, holy cow, it'd take us an hour just to talk about them, but geez Louise, some of these other groups are crazy too. Yeah, got a red boomerang, little stun source there.
Ooh, the OK boomerang. You love to see it.
Plenty of money coming out of Kakariko too, so if you choose to go ahead and sequence break Zora, you can do so.
Yep. Having the Moon Pearl in the boots makes that a very reasonable proposition.
Okay, just 300. Not going to worry about that.
Fluting away to 7. Hey, Lana, what did the fish say when it hit its head against the concrete wall?
What did the fish say?
Damn.
There it is.
It's my favorite joke.
All right, outside the dam, we have $50 more. Zelga says, hey, I'm good.
Leo's going to need to buy some bombs or find some bombs. At this rate, not going to be able to get into Mini Moldorm Cave. Were there bombs here in this chest in the dam?
Ooh, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think that's why Zelga's down to 4. There have not been any bombs from chests so far.
Yeah, there were a couple behind the race game, but not going to do that for 3 bombs when you can just buy them. There are some in Mini Moldorm Cave, of course, but that doesn't really help.
It's not going to help Laoria, sadly. Gotta have bombs for Mini Moldorm and Ice Rod Cave, and even Aegina if you choose to check that.
Yeah, not great situation to be in. I guess you abandon the rest of the South Shore and go do something else with the flute, and then it's pretty quick to come back.
Yeah, you do have bombs available next to your house. You do have Saha's Rala, which it looks like Laoria is heading up to. And you also, frankly, have a lot in Death Mountain to do, but again, a lot of it is locked by bombs.
Yeah, fair amount of that. There is that shop inside Paradox Cave that you can get to, so that might be the most efficient way.
You need a bomb to get there, though.
Oh, you do need to bomb it open. That's right. Good call. All right, Zelga is up at 1, gonna rescue the old man. There's a glove in Saha's closet.
And an evil shield. All right, that's Dark World access for Laoria. I'm sure Zelga may not be far behind, but this Death Mountain trip could be for nothing.
Pick up the rock for the bomb, Leo. No.
No, she's going to buy some. Yeah, probably head over to Hype Cave. Laoria, you got this. That's the fortune teller. It's on the right.
That's the fortune teller. There we go.
She realized it. We got this.
Yeah. $50 on the Lake Hylia Island. Neither of our runners interested so far in that sequence break up to the Zora area. None of that in Logic without a glove.
So depending on what Laoria finds, assuming we're going to Dark World, this could be a huge break, because if Zelga goes up Death Mountain, finds nothing, goes to Hera, finds nothing, that's a lot of time that Laoria just got.
Especially if she finds a fire source here and can single dip Hera if and when she goes to it.
Exactly, or even Mitts maybe for Dark World Death Mountain too.
Yeah. This is one of the things about routing that that I remember when way back in the day when I was in the mentor tournament, the Gomo Podcast mentor tournament. My mentor was Kern, and something that that he really is. I'm talking over the map check. I think Pod was a pendant, so Leo's got her favorite there.
Yeah, Swamp is a red crystal.
All right. So one of the things that he taught me about routing was like to always think about what could I find that would make this route better, right? And so as Zelga finds the cane and the cape here in a Paradox Cave, and the mushroom.
If Zelga finds, say, a lamp up here, he could be thinking Aga.
Yeah, which would be unfortunate given that glove is just sitting in Saha's closet and there's no mirror. But there are a lot of things that could make this mountain play better for Zelga. Zelga is kind of trying to chase the progression that he's found, which is a perfectly legitimate strategy as well, and sees half magic up there on Floating Island. But there are a lot of things that could make this mountain trip better. A mirror, a mirror, the Titan Smiths, a fire source, all of those things would make this mountain play a little bit better. So a bit of a risk here, although we do find the Hera Big Key here in the first room, which is excellent.
A little unfortunate, really. If this is nothing, then oh gosh. But at the same time, Laoria did find the powder, so magic bat is an option as well.
All right, just the compass in the compass chest. Very nice super speed there, Hera Pot.
Well done. Okay, so only two things we've found so far in Death Mountain have been that cape and I believe the
cape, cane, and mushroom. Yep, cape, cane, and mushroom, all in Paradox Cave.
Mushroom is convenient. You got that cane, and once you get Dark World access, you could take powder. Oh wait, you have the real powder. Never mind.
We got real powder here in Thieves Town, and I believe that there is an item in the basement, which is unfortunate for Zelga. Will not be able to get that unless Moldorm has a fire source here as we take a fall from Trolldorm.
Moldorm says, I want a hug. There's nothing you can do about it.
It's a lot like my NMG runs.
You're here. Laoria having some issues, but does have that powder. All right, there we go.
Oh, did we see one item? I think I must have missed the one item that we got. There's a bottle there. So I was wrong, and there is a no need for Hera basement today.
Okay, looks like Zelga is going back east to Spiral.
Love that hammer dash there. That's always fun.
It's tough timing because you gotta let it go right in time to hit the peg, or if you don't, you just bonk. You still get the peg, but you bonk.
Sometimes you hit the peg and the Tektite, which is really sexy. All right, is this mountain trip worth it for Zelga here this early with a piece of heart in Spiral Cave? My guess is no. I think Laoria made the right play here.
To be determined. All right. Zelga probably heading over to Sazral. It is the most dense check here. Oh, mushroom.
Yeah, turn in the mushroom here. That you got to chase that when you found that up the mountain and no other immediate progression. Oh, there's the other glove.
The other glove. Oh no! Is this gonna push Zelga off of Eastern area? Uh-oh.
Yeah, those mitts could be late coming.
Okay, you need to check Sazrella right now for this to make sense.
I mean, no, Zelga's going to the Dark World.
Oh, lordy. Okay, so good news, bad news. You get that glove, but you don't get the mitts. Laoria, I think, still has a slightly better route going on. You have not dipped and beaten a pendant dungeon, so... And red mail.
Yeah, and CyberChow X in chat making the point that Eastern and Pod are both pendants. And Zelga famously dislikes Eastern Palace. He's even got an emote along those lines. So it could be a while for Zelga to make it over there to find those mitts, which might be exactly the sort of break that Leo needs to potentially win this race. We'll see. It's obviously very early, but that's the sort of thing that Leo needs to have happen to overcome the Zelga is one of the best runners in the community. Basically, anybody is going to be an underdog against Zelga. So no shame to Laoria on that. She's very good. But does need that sort of break, I think, to feel good in this race against Zelga.
Of note, nothing much in Hype Cave, but Zelga did get 3 out of 4 chest turns, so well done.
And a shovel. Zelga checking my least favorite check in the game, Pyramid Ledge. Just big 20. Lana, did you know that because of inflations, big 20s are now big 30s?
Oh, is that so?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pass that along to Zora, because that'll mean less that we have to pay.
Where's the Hyrule Federal Reserve? We need to raise the interest rates to curb inflation or something.
Zelga checking a catfish. This could be a check that is easy to just kind of ignore.
Yeah, you're either getting rid of this now or it doesn't exist.
Well, you know you're going to get a flute somewhere, or a mirror somewhere, I should say, due to Swamp Palace, but you never know where it'll be.
Just a piece of heart there from the catfish. No help today.
A book would be really, really nice right now for these runners, because with the pendant layout, that leaves quite a bit that could be on pedestal, too.
That is a good point. Leo, following in Zelga's footsteps here over to check the Pyramid Ledge. Will she continue up on a catfish, or will she give Pendant Pod a try?
Well, knowing Laoria, Pendant Pod, but...
That'd be my guess, but you never know.
We'll see. No bow, so you never know.
Also, easier to... If you're going to go to Pod, you can just do that save and quit after catfish and flute to 5.
That is very true. It looks like we are going to go to Catfish. And let's see, Zelga, we're going into Skull Woods. Have not seen that yet.
Skull Woods is the overworld, kids. Just do it.
Only thing that scares me more than Skull Woods Crystal is a Skull Woods Pendant.
I'm actually even more likely to dip Skull Woods when it's a pendant.
Exactly. If you get both items up front, it's a big sigh of relief.
That cane from Paradox Cave coming in handy there with a very smooth Gibdo room.
Laoria hoping for a Mire, not going to be lucky on this one, though. Okay, Laoria, where are you going? Death Mountain?
I think she continues to put it off.
Still,
again,
with this
no
layout,
fire sword.
True.
No mitts. Or no fire sword, no fire source, no mitts. Gonna check the shovel real quick.
But gosh, there's a lot of checks up there, and doing it would get you mitts, and that is even more checks up there with that hook shot.
That's true.
And with that cape you find, that also puts Spike Cave in logic with that cape and the all the bottles.
And the hammer.
Yeah.
There's an ether medallion for item number 1 in Skull Woods, 1 of 2.
That'll either be good or it won't. We'll see.
But all right.
I gotta get on that too.
And there's item number 2, a heart container. So we are done with Skull Woods for a while. We'll be coming back to kill Mothula eventually. And then, oh yeah, Laoria has bombs now, so can do South Shore.
A little
Has
bit
Zora
later,
money
but
too, so we might see a fake flipper.
true. With that glove, it isn't logic. Hey, that cape worth nothing at bumper, just a big 20. Or should I say a big 30?
Big 30.
Hey, Ice Rod Cave coming. We'll see if we end up getting a Water Walk. Ooh, I hate that skull placement, but Zelda's going to be rewarded with that powder.
So rude there.
Well, that is another outstanding check. We still have a Magic Bat.
Yeah, it might be a while before we get back there with nothing else to take us back to Light World Kakariko yet.
True, but thankfully you have a flute. If you do decide to do it, it would be relatively quick.
Yeah, I imagine our runners are going to try to wait until Mirror happens. Here is the water walk from Leo. We'll see if she heads up to Hobo. And yes, we are going to head up there.
It could be so hard to check Hobo in this situation. Because you have to swim.
Yeah, you got to swim. Well, yeah, you got to swim back, which is unfortunate. And you can't even flute because you don't have the actual flippers. Just a piece of heart. I know a lot of runners will just skip Hobo in this situation rather than... or even head up to Zora and then dash out of Zora with the water walk and then go check it then. And then just save and quit.
Okay, so Zelga is finally into Thieves Town. Going to catch up on crystals with Laoria, who did draw first blood a bit ago with that. Alright, new checks coming from Laoria. Not really in logic, with no flippers, but you never know, could be good.
Love this glitch. If you can swim on land, you must be able to walk on water. Video game logic.
This game's perfect. Hello, Bo!
Oh, hello. That's good for Leo.
Good reason to go to Pod. And
yeah, well, I mean, it's a good reason to go over there and maybe pick up a, well, no, actually, that might be worse for Leo now that I think about it, because her glove is the one from Saha, right? Yeah. I think that would be good for Zelga if and when Zelga finds it, because it might push him over there. But that's 2 pendant dungeons that might not be necessary.
Or they might be.
Or, yeah, like the also Ped is intensifying.
Exactly. Not logic yet, but it's up there.
Yeah, need flippers and the lamp for that to be in logic.
I don't think it's something you push for, but I don't think it's necessarily something you avoid at this point. I mean, Pod is a very dense dungeon, and right now, it's looking like Pod could be the play. Pod could very well just have flippers.
Yeah. Logical double dip of Pod, maybe.
Eastern less likely, but still.
Yep. Eastern, of course, with 4 items. That's our green pendant today. Here's that Magic Bat from Leo.
Yeah. Let's see if we got the goods.
Nope.
If the goods are $50, we got it. Otherwise, womp womp.
You got plenty of money, so I think that's a big womp there for Magic Bat.
Rossi, watch where you're driving.
All right, Leo finally caught by the siren song of the mountain. Where's Zelga gonna head next?
At this point, gosh, you're running out of options.
I mean, gonna head down and like immediately next is Dig Game and Stumpy, right?
Right.
But after that, it might be Eastern Pod at this point.
I think
for
you're going to go
Zelda.
Saha before that, and with what Zelga's going to find, you're probably just going to go back up Death Mountain.
Yeah, I would think. Maybe you check the Mire area first, get that medallion knowledge.
But that being said, Zelga does pick up his first crystal at 2850 or so. Well, looks like Laoria is making that mountain play, so gonna get that mushroom and gonna get that Samaria.
Yep, both good finds.
And with the mitts and the hammer and the Samaria, you could go possibly into Turtle Rock.
Where was that ether medallion that Zelda found? Is
That's
that up here too?
hiding out in Skull.
Oh, it's in Skull Woods. Oh, interesting. That's right. Just a bunch of money at Dig Game.
Okay, where are you going, Zelga? Saha, I presume, or maybe Magic Bat.
Magic Bat would be a tough play here, I think.
One of the good parts about this mode is you don't have to worry about routing in escape at any point.
Yep. Alright, there's the stuff up on the mountain for Leo. Zelga about to get his Titan's Mitts here at Saha.
This could get very spicy. If Zelga goes right up that mountain and ends up getting, say, progression in Hookshot Cave, or maybe even early checks in Turtle Rock could be huge.
Oh, I love that hammer dash there. I always forget to do it. I would imagine that Zelga's going to take those mitts and bail on Pendant Pod and Pendant Eastern here.
Looks like Laoria is electing to go ahead and go over to Hera. Not going to get rewarded, sadly, unless it's a pet seed.
Which still extremely possible. There's a Quake medallion on the desert ledge.
You know, no access to it yet, no mirror, no book, but good knowledge. Okay, we're about to find out if Mire is beatable. Survey says. I think that was Ether.
According to Royale with Cheese, our tracker, it was. So Mire, might be clearable. Is Mire's clearable for Zelga? You got to do it in the dark, unless the big key is over in on the Firelocked side.
Yeah, still 2 checks you cannot get Mire currently, but otherwise progression could very well be here.
And hell, the lamp or the fire rod could be here for all we know.
That would be rude, but completely possible. Just a quick reminder, chat, don't forget to give these 2 runners a follow. They're doing a fantastic job putting on a great show for us. While you're at it, follow my co-com, Tyler Salt, and our tracker, Royale with Cheese.
And Lana Bean.
And maybe. Okay, about to get a look into Mire.
Zelga was, Zelga can't do spooky anyway without the fire rod, so never mind. Free to use the cane there in Mire 2. 3 spins.
Can Zelga hover? I don't even know.
Zelga does. Zelga will give, if I recall correctly, Zelga will give a hover a shot, but is not persistent with it, if I recall correctly.
That's pretty much me. It's like, let's try it. Oh well, didn't work. Moving on.
They're the flippers.
Okay,
so that bow is in logic now.
That's the bow. So
that maybe pushes us back over to Pendant Pod.
But without a
fire source.
Fire source. Oh gosh. Still, we are one step closer to pedestal logic.
All right, and Mire is fire locked here. We did not find... Oh, well, we got one more check here, but no big key just yet.
Okay, is Mire beatable? Not logically.
No.
No, we are locked out. So I imagine Flipper's checks are coming next from Zelga.
Laoria gonna go check out Agina here.
And Zelga actually going up Death Mountain, gonna check out the Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny, maybe even dip into TR.
Yeah, if TR is Ether, we can head in there. Potentially, without the Fire Rod, you know, depending on the key layout, you can get all the way to Laser Bridge in there. I've had Fire Rod in TR like twice this month, so you never know.
You never know. But the thing that scares me about that bow is the game doesn't have to give you one before GT, so...
That's true.
Progression, oh gosh, that could very well just be hiding out in one of those darn pendant bow-locked dungeons.
Laoria turning in that mushroom, about to get the other glove. We'll see what she does with it.
What was that on Floating Island? I totally missed that. That almost
half magic, I believe.
Right, we saw that earlier from Laoria. Or no, from Zelga.
There are the myths for Leia, where she headed, and TR is indeed Ether. So interesting decision upcoming for Zelga. He'll do Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave first. Leo takes those myths directly to Mire. Cannot dip in for that those flippers because she does not have the Ether Medallion, which was in Skull Woods.
Okay, Laoria had quite the advantage, but now it looks like Zelga is making the correct plays.
Yeah, always do Skull Woods, folks. Just do it.
Nothing in Hookshot Cave.
All right, is Zelga gonna head into TR? Oh, we haven't done Super Bunny yet. I think he does. I think that you know you're running out of spots. Like take a dip in here. In all likelihood you're gonna get locked out pretty quickly. With the mirror shield there, Royale with Cheese is gonna be happy to see that. There's the Ice Rod.
Ice Rod, holy cow, required.
That's good to see.
But I can't see that really hurting Zelga too much.
Yeah, that's a check that he'll get to eventually.
Like if Fire Rod is hanging out on Laser Bridge, that's a bit of an ouch. But short of a situation like that, you're like, eh.
Yeah. He is gonna drop into TR here.
Ooh, and Laoria is gonna go to Skull Woods, gonna get that Ether. Shields are evil, chat. Shields are evil. Evil.
All right, we continue. I'm pro shield, if only because blocking something with a shield always feels fun. But I am anti-mirror shield, not because it lags, because I'm not good enough for that to matter, but because it's the mirror shield's crap because it doesn't block BMOS beams. And until we patch it so that the mirror shield can block all of the different lasers in this game, I am against it.
And when you use tiny sprites or any custom sprites, they get blocked by the mirror shield. It's so big.
It's true. Zelga remembering to drop the fairy before death warping here.
This tells us we're going to go to Spy Cave, though.
Yep. No, Leo getting wall mastered. Thank you, Jesus. Wall mastered out of a pinball room. They're gonna miss out on item number 2. It's just a heart container, so no big deal.
Yeah, the game's just giving her a hand. Or she's gonna get that item.
Yeah, this is you're gonna save and quit out of here probably anyway.
Ooh, that was Sankart.
Oh, all right.
It's cool, I guess.
I guess Leo can run over and wants to check Bumper Ledge. I don't think she's seen that yet.
Oh, yeah, you got that cape. May as well check out that big 30.
Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, okay. He's got a green. And also remember that you can hide out behind the tile directly behind the torches and you won't get hit by the spikes. All that for 3 bombs, though.
Okay, it's looking strongly like Eastern or Pod are the plays. In fact, I'm pretty sure between these 2 runners, we have nothing else.
Leo going to do hammer pegs here, which I don't think that we've seen.
Oh, true. And Zelga's going to get that ice rod.
I'm going to grab the smith.
Oh gosh, all these really weird checks you don't want to do without the mirror. I keep forgetting about those.
Right. All right, where is Zelga headed next? I would think Eastern Pod.
It's got to be the play. I mean, it's like... or this... Oh, shovel. It's either mirrorless smiths with hammer pegs or Eastern Pod.
Ooh,
oh,
there's a Bombos.
Hi, Bombos. Which...
Or, hear me out, Ice Palace.
That is Ice Palace now, yeah.
It's out of logic for Leo. She doesn't have the flippers, but who cares? You know you're going to find the flippers eventually. Rule of fire.
Well, if you find that fire rod locked in Ice Palace, you're in really good shape.
Zelga gonna knock out these flipper checks here.
Because you can conceivably single dip Mire if you find that fire rod in Ice Palace.
Yep. It's just dwarven counterfeiters making some money today.
You made $15 off that. That's horrible. They charge you 10 just to do the check. Oh wait, you made 10. You got 20.
Yeah. No, inflation. You made 20.
Pretty funny whenever they give you $1 or $5 because it basically just means they charged you money for you to return their brother.
Yep.
Alright, well, Zelga's gonna get well rewarded looking in this area. Gonna get that bow pretty quickly. Then it's off to Eastern Pod area, most likely.
I would think. There's not much left.
But the thing is that now Eastern Pod don't have to have anything. It could just be hanging out in a nice palace.
That is true. There's the bow for Zelga. Free green potion.
Vanilla. Nice.
This is going to be a race to see who gets over to Pendant Pod in Eastern. And if you had told me that there was a Pendant Pod in Eastern and Zelga was probably going to be the first one to get there between him and Laoria, I would have laughed at you before this race, I think. But Zelga's running out of spots here.
Blacksmith Chain and Eastern Pod. I think if he does Blacksmith Chain, you know he's going to ice first.
No, but here we go. Going independent Pod here.
Well, no mirror, so yeah, we are stuck. We're going independent Pod. You are right.
With the flute, it's not that big of a difference, you know?
Very true. And you could very well find the mirror in there.
And the bow, you could find the mirror there, and the bow is more likely to lock stuff in Pod than it is in Eastern Palace, right? Because the bow only locks Armos in Eastern Palace. In Pod, it can lock the whole dungeon, logically. So if you're thinking about following the bow, it makes slightly more sense, I think, to do Pod than it does to do Eastern.
And density-wise, as long as you can handle that, the dark
Yeah.
rooms, it's really, 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 really not that bad.
No. Dark Turtles is an adventure sometimes, but a runner of Zelga's caliber can definitely do it.
Oh, for sure. You got red mail, 10 hearts.
You got an ether medallion, that might help.
Exactly. Just try and treat that room like you normally do, toss in an ether, and you may clear out half or more of the room.
All right. Not bow locked, logically at least, or yet. Could still be, I suppose.
Okay, let's play a little bit here. If you get Mire right side, do you just leave and go to Swamp?
Ugh, man. I'd be tempted to. I'm not sure that I'd have the guts to do it. But I wouldn't go to Eastern if I found the mirror in here. I think I'd finish out the checks in Pod, but I think I would leave and then go do Swamp instead of Eastern Palace.
True. I don't think you necessarily force the completion of Pod, but you at least get all the non-boss related checks done.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to Helma either.
Okay, Pod's known as the bullet dungeon for a reason. It's all business up front with keys and hey, more keys, and then party in the back, all the items.
Leo, heads up, getting that magic refill before heading over to Spike Cave.
Gonna get well rewarded with blueberries. Gotta have those antioxidants.
Yeah, 45 minutes in, still no fire source.
Zelga getting that nice little pod clip going on. Well done. AKA Stair Extension. I just think pod clip's a better name.
Yeah, I agree. That's always a fun one. There's our fire source. There's a lamp. Putting a whole bunch more of this dungeon into logic.
Is that pedestal now in full logic?
Sure is. Sure is. What could be on Ped still? Fire Rod.
Do you see Zelga chasing Ped before checking and getting Bombos?
Oof, man. I don't know. Let's see. Fire Rod could be on Ped, and so could the mirror. And Leo going into Eastern first.
And this could be big.
Could be. This could be a big swing here. Zelga, unfortunately, was setting up a death warp and pulled a piece of heart there.
And no save and quit. We're gonna continue. Oh, okay. We're still gonna death warp. Just take a bit.
Oh yeah, there is an item on the boss with that lamp. Zelga is gonna go clear it. Is this a metagame play here? Like, oh, I'm playing Laoria, I'd better do Pendant Pod.
It could be. I'd say at this point, the game has not given you anything that opens up new checks other than left side Mire. So you could just be saying, if this bow is lacking something on Helma, I do not want to last location this, because that's what will happen if I leave.
That's a good call. Forgot how good this Ghost Trick soundtrack is.
Oh, that is true, chat. Book on Ped could be another thing. It is a paradox. And so far, we have no mirror for access to get into desert or swamp.
So far, nothing of note in Eastern Palace. And that's all the logical check. Well, no, I guess these are in logic. Leo just doesn't know it yet.
It looks like the person who needs to be blamed for this awesome seed is Zelga himself.
Why do you say that?
Because it's amazing so far. You gotta blame the person who made it, and Zelga generated
he's the one who rolled it, yeah.
He did.
Very nice NMG turtle room there.
Yeah, it's nice when the turtles cooperate instead of one heading south. You're like, ah, come on.
That strat looks so simple.
Okay, Laoria is not in logic territory, though we know what will put it in logic, so she could very well be making the play here. We'll see. Not so much.
Using that red mail, take down Helmasaur.
Taking that damage.
$50.
Okay, so a lamp out of pod, nothing else. So I think Zelga's probably saving and quitting, going right to Eastern.
Do you rush Ped before going and finishing Mire?
Oh gosh, that's
I think
tough.
I'd do Mire first.
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't think we got any items out of Mire.
We got the flippers in Mire.
That's right. Okay, so there's one outstanding.
Yeah. And of course the crystal. And yeah, Zelga's head right back there. Yeah, and Zelga does not have access to Ice Palace yet. Needs that Bombos. Needs to find the Fire Rod somewhere or get that Bombos medallion in Hammer Pegs before we have access to that. And of course, the rule of fire is his idea. He was the one who came up with it. Everybody loves a good confirmation bias. My favorite confirmation bias in this game is that if you've got Bombos medallion and need Fire Rod, or you have Fire Rod and need Bombos, it's an ice.
Or left side Mire. That being said, Laoria did take down Armos, got $300, so let's see what the green pendant is.
Is this our Fire Rod or our mirror? It's the mirror!
Oh my lord,
boy.
the play. Okay, she's going to swamp. You know what that's gonna do.
That could be a big swing here. Zelga's gonna put that out. Zelga's gonna put that off for a while.
Really, not much else to do after Mire.
Could do Smith Chain. That doesn't feel very appealing without the mirror. And Fire Rod could still be on Ped, so I guess Fire Rod, the possibility of Fire Rod being on Ped might push Zelga towards Eastern.
Okay, so Laoria is electing to go ahead and go to Mire, going to get those flippers, but also has that desert access, so 2 crystals.
Leo can't beat Mire without a fire source, because the big key is on the left.
That's accurate. Okay, you're right. Fire source, our only fire source so far that we know of is in pod. You're right.
But we are going to go to desert, which is also unlocked by the mirror. Maybe putting off swamp, knowing your Fire Rod from go. Leo still needs to find the flippers, but thinking you're potentially Fire Rod from go, you're putting off swamp in the hopes that it is that you can go mode it.
Mire was on green pendant. So Ped is looking less likely at this point, but still a slight possibility for a Fire Rod.
Yeah, that mirror could very well be just a straight up last location from Zelga.
I don't know, 4 checks in Eastern it could be, but you've got Smith Chain with no mirror or Eastern after this point.
Very nice Master Sword spins with the cape there from Zelga. Down goes Vitreous.
Did we see purple chest from Laoria, or was that abandoned?
We did, and it was garbage.
Okay, well, that is what, crystal number 2 for Zelga.
Ooh, man. 54 minutes in, and you're getting crystal number 2 in casual boots. Does not feel good.
Yeah, no, it's a seed when that happens.
And Zelga headed back in with the last item on cutscene chest.
Oh, not a good chest. If that has nothing, you're like, ah, oh, criminy. Well, if it has Fire Rod, you know the next stop's going to be Ice, followed by TR. Wait, you don't have a Fire Rod. Wait. Oh, you do. You would. If you've got a Fire Rod at this point, then you know TR and Ice Palace are going to come before Eastern.
Graveyard. Leo taking the mirror to Graveyard Ledge, it looks like. And that last item, Zelga hadn't opened the big chest either, but Zelga is going to have to go do the cutscene chest for the second item here in Mire.
Hey, Graveyard Ledge, are you go mode? Well, partial go mode. No mode for us, I guess.
No mode for us, yeah.
But if it is a Fire Rod, I think Mire's got to be your next play, and that would be your go mode.
Oh, and there it is!
Oh my lord!
Oh boy!
So if this is swamp play, not good for Laoria. If she goes to Mire, this is extremely good.
And there's and she's headed to Mire.
Oh right, you can't go to swamp without the flippers.
Can't go to swamp without the flippers. This is Leo's race to lose at this point. Now you can go mode. She can go mode swamp and ice. Doesn't need to go into pod at all.
The only thing you're looking for is a sword or silvers or something to help you.
Gonna have to do the Mire basement in the dark, which is not fun, but definitely doable for runners at this of this caliber.
He is going to be able to skip quite a bit of Mire. Okay, where are you going, Zelga? This could very well be a very interesting call. Okay, making the right choice.
No, Zelga headed into Eastern. This is exactly what he needs to do. There isn't much else for Zelga at this point.
It'll be a matter of, oh gosh, that mirror. I could see you going to desert, but I could easily see you doing full clear swamp before checking.
Oh yeah, there's no there's already having. You're absolutely right. Already having the flippers. There's no way that Zelga goes to Graveyard Ledge before Swamp Palace here. Gonna full clear Swamp Palace. Gonna full clear Desert Palace. Zelga still needs to potentially find that Bombos medallion at Hammer Pegs. Might find that before going to Graveyard Ledge, full clear Ice Palace. This is a real bad spot for Zelga.
Yeah, Smith Chain before, and
Leo is in go mode there at 57 minutes and some odd seconds.
Yeah, Zelga is on a big clock right now. These runners have already checked as much as they can in TR without the Fire Rod, so Zelga will not be going back there until he's in go mode.
Here's the big key for Leo. Headed down to Vitreous.
Okay, so she is going to be able to go mode everything at this
just about
point.
Every dungeon in the game, yeah. I mean, has already cleared the front of Skull and the front of Desert, and most of Mire now, but gets to go mode Swamp, go mode Ice, and to the extent that go moding TR is a thing, she gets to do that too.
Also, I could see her doing some convenient checks for sword or
Oh,
bow,
yeah,
but
yeah.
other than that, eh.
This seed has gone essentially exactly as Leo needed it to go to feel confident against Zelga here.
Oh, having some trouble in the dark room.
There. I think that's it. Yeah, nice.
I just don't see Tyler checking Graveyard anytime soon. I mean, you're gonna
Well,
route.
I'm definitely not checking Graveyard Ledge. I'm not playing.
No, you're gonna route. You're gonna route Graveyard with K45 down south, turn in Purple Chest, Swamp Palace. Oh gosh, this is
You
not
do
good.
swamp before any of that.
That may be true, actually. You don't have Bombos, so you could check 45. So that.
Oh no, Leo!
Do we have that fairy? We
Oh,
do.
phew. Okay.
So I could see Tyler Salt routing in. Oh, this is not good though. I mean, okay, you get your Bombos. Do you route in Purple Chest and go north if you've already cleared K45?
I am orphaning Graveyard Ledge 10 times out of 10 in that situation, I think. Got to do this the old-fashioned way now.
Now she's low on magic. Okay, Tyler gets his mirror, but
Again,
still
still not me. As much as I would like to be playing as well as Zelga can play.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Leo does this fight. I mean, if you've got a green potion, you pop that, you do some spins. Otherwise, she's hoping for magic here.
Yeah, not gonna get it.
I mean, if you're confident you got enough to do a spin on all the eyes.
Oh no. Has a green. Okay, so we get some more, we get another powder shot here. Oh, of course, with the fire snake right there. There we go. Okay. All right, Master Sword spins here. Or Master Sword slashes. This is a nice, good cape tech here. If you are using the cape and you mash sword slashes, the magic drains much more slowly. So this is, you got to mash. So this isn't as fast a fight as spins are, but it is pretty safe.
It's a much safer fight, yeah. Down goes Vinny.
All right, crystal number 2 for Leo.
Where was the big key in pod?
In the back somewhere.
Oh, that means she's probably getting her lamp, which is good.
She's not going to pod at all.
Oh, right. It's a pendant. Never mind.
But we're through the hard part on the lamp. The hardest room that she's going to have to do lampless, she just did in Mire Basement. So, Ice Rod strats from Zelga on. Landmo gets 2 of them in the first cycle. Lands the second shot. Very quick fight.
Well done. And Laoria following not far behind.
But really, all eyes on Zelga. When is he going to go to Graveyard Ledge to get that Fire Rod? Has already done both boots checks, has already done has already checked Bumper Ledge. That is and for that matter, Catfish and Pyramid Ledge. That is hard isolated up there. His only prayer is to start there on a loop down towards Swamp, and I just can't see that. I think like you absolutely, I think you start with Swamp, right? It's a crystal dungeon. You got to do it. I can't see doing the Smith Chain first.
I see you going K45 into Swamp, and from there, Blacksmith Chain. Maybe you route in Purple Chest with the Graveyard, but at the same time, if you get Bombos, you may go straight to Ice Palace and then eventually go back.
Yeah, I think that could very easily just be a last location for Zelga. All right, very quickly after number 2, there's crystal number 3 for Leo.
Well, you can go to Skull if you want, you can go to Swamp if you want, you can go to Ice if you want, you can go to TR if you want, but you know you're going to go into TR last.
Yeah, I think you do Swamp, Ice, Skull, TR here. Yep, that's what we're doing.
Okay, Zelga, this is going to be a big decision point. Where are you going? We know where he's going, but where are you going?
Agina first, looks like. So earlier you said Agina. Do you say GIF or GIF?
Oh, GIF for sure. I just heard, I hear more people say Agina over Aginas. That's kind of why I started saying that.
I feel like I hear Tracy M say that and nobody else. But
really?
Yeah. It's funny because I'm the opposite. I say Agina, but I say GIF. So
nice.
And don't bait me, chat. We're not getting into GIF versus GIF here. I just thought it was curious. I'm not engaging on this. There's no winners on this.
Well, I think the maker of that says it's technically GIF, but
he does.
They're wrong, so I'm just gonna say GIF.
It was a pun on the peanut butter from the start. Choosy developers choose GIF.
Ooh, Laoria not even checking that bomb wall for a sword. She's feeling confident today.
Yeah, no. The only chests you check in here are the diver down chests and the waterfall chest. If those.
And there is Zelga's expected trip into Swamp. So we're gonna find out what Laoria is gonna skip. Yeah, Swamp and a K45 right up into probably Smith Chain. And most likely dip out at Bombos and go to Ice Palace, full clear that, then come back and finish out Purple Chest and Graveyard Ledge.
That would be my guess as well. Unfortunately, the wrong move for Zelga. There's a book.
Oh, that's two more checks.
That's 2 more checks. I think you probably do Graveyard Ledge before Ether Tablet.
This could be good for Zelga, because if Zelga pushes that ped check, we may want to go ahead and go to Graveyard.
That's fair.
Wait a minute, it's not even a ped check, it's a ped pull.
You just pull it at this point, yeah. All right, no swords in the diver down checks. There's the big key, so hoping for a sword here on Argus.
Sword, bow, something.
A bow would be nice too, yeah.
But
You'd rather find a sword, but I would settle for silvers.
You know silvers are going to be behind Ice Armos.
Of course.
And you know GT Big Key is going to be like Stalfos or Compass Room, something like that.
All right, Leo with that Master Sword going to go for spins. Get some, hopefully get some doubles here.
Sword for Zelga.
Ooh, there's always a sword in Ice Palace. Or Swamp Palace, or wherever we are. There's always a sword here, is the point.
There's always a sword.
So that's unfortunate for Leo. She's going to hope to find a tempered sword in GT, probably.
We're hiding out. Turtle Rock. Laser
Turtle
Bridge.
Rock Ice Palace. You know, there are a couple checks that you might make in Ice Palace. Yeah, when Zelga's one item from Go mode, you absolutely skip left side swamp here.
Yeah, but I think you go back in if there are 2 items.
I don't know. I don't think you do.
You get that big chest. I was not keeping track, though. Did we find a map or compass? I don't think we
recall.
did. I think there might just be 1 item left, so you're right. Zelga could be leaving.
Okay, so we have seen the compass according to chat, and he got the big key. So there are at least 2. There are 2 items left in here.
Yeah,
maybe you go in, you pull a Gamachu. Maybe you go in just for the big chest and then nope out.
That'd be amazing.
That was almost a really nice 0 cycle there by Zelga. Missed the last couple that Argus didn't cooperate, but
that was
very
close.
good.
Yeah. Very, very close. All right, Ice Palace for Laoria.
What checks do you make in here in Go mode?
Probably. Basically, assuming you're doing Icebreaker, you check Big Key chest, you probably check the next 2 chests, and then everything else is just see ya.
I think that I probably... Yeah, I'd probably skip H chest, but I think you get the key there in H room.
Like you're feeling pretty good at this point. It does look like Zelga is going back into Swamp, so maybe start number 4. Yeah, this is looking hard-pressed for Zelga to come back. Laoria is an experienced runner, so Master Sword Sobolis is not going to scare her.
No, it might scare you. It's just not fun. You know, like... like, I can do Master Sword Silverless. It's fine. It doesn't mean it's not scary. That's a lot of spins that you got to land, you know? And it's a long time to have to concentrate at the end of a seed. So anything can happen there.
True. I mean, you got
But Leo at this point has a sizable lead.
You got red mail, 13 hearts.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
You can
got
buy
a couple
potions.
bottles.
Yeah. Good job getting that icebreaker in.
Good. The bug net. Now we're in go mode.
Exactly. Best item in the game. I'm glad you're on my side.
You gotta beat Aga too, right?
Agreed. Okay, so just like you said, skip an H chest.
Yep. Get that key so you know you can open this door. Check this because it's right here. It's the map, unfortunately, and then just book it to Cold Stare.
The H chest takes 5 seconds, and if you do get a sword or silvers out of it, it could save you so much time.
I think it takes a little bit more than 5 seconds. But Leo, I think, understandably, knows that she's facing Zelga and needs every second. You know, she obviously doesn't know that she's got this kind of a lead. But I think very reasonable to think, all right, I need to not waste any unnecessary time here. 3 bombs, the last item in Swamp Palace. Zelga is out. Drosy asks, when will Zelga make it to Graveyard Ledge? I think it very much is determined by what he does right here. He's going to do Bombos Tablet. You could see him either going to K45 up into Smith's, which is his best shot. Well, maybe not, right? Because doing that, you're going to find that Bombos medallion, and that's going to send him into Ice Palace. So I think the best shot for Zelga to get to Graveyard Ledge is to not do Smith's here and go over to Pyramid Ferry and then chase that up to Graveyard Ledge. But he's already done Catfish. So, yeah, very nice cold stare there by Leo.
Crystal number 5. On to crystal number 6, it's Skull.
All right, where is Zelga headed next? Back
Smith-
into the Dark World.
Smith chain.
No, Pyramid Fairy.
Oh. That's right. Swamp and Desert. Two of our red crystals. And Laoria, understandably, getting the 3 blue potions.
Yep. Staring a Master Sword Silverless in the face. Absolutely the right call. Zelga with some nice tech. If you start dashing, I think it's if you start dashing while you're in iframes from being hit by an enemy, the bomb just nicely goes along with you. Same thing with if you do it immediately following a hook.
Very nice movement from Zelga. Okay, Pyramid Fairy, what do you got? $70.
Up to 90 again because inflation. I'm gonna
True.
keep making that joke.
Good point.
It's still funny. There are new people in chat. They haven't heard that joke yet.
True. Good point.
Oh, this is Zelga is going to Graveyard Ledge here.
This is
gonna get that
good.
Fire Rod. Really good for Zelga.
But does he have enough time?
Oh man, I don't think so. This is still Leo's race to lose. He does have a better sword, but I don't think that he has a... I don't think a better sword is worth an entire Ice Palace.
And Leo could very well pull Tempered out of
Right.
GT. All right, so 1:15:37. Zelga is in go mode.
Yeah, that's a good 20 minutes of... that's a good 20 minutes of go mode that Leo's been in.
Good news is Zelga will be able to easily just go mode the crap out of Ice Palace, no extra checks.
Yep.
So in the scheme of things...
No use
Sorry.
searching for silvers here, so...
Exactly. And in the scheme of things, you are not that far behind, but you're probably a little more than a GT behind.
Yeah, could still... I mean, you know, this race is not over, right? A bad GT route by Leo and a solid GT route by Zelga could still pull it together, right? The fact that Zelga's got this sword advantage, and again, I think fair to say an execution advantage over Leo. You know, this certainly isn't over.
See if that's enough.
But Leo's still hoping for a sword in TR or in GT here. That would probably do it, I think, if Leo found another sword on path.
Sword or silvers would be a very good
Or
thing.
silvers, yeah.
But all you know at this point is that you made the right call going into Eastern before pod. You found the Fire Ride pretty quickly. But
Imagine Leo winning a race because she skipped Pendant Pod.
that would be the definition of irony.
Yes.
But what she knows is her opponent is zelgadissan. And you're not going to be able to easily win a race no matter what you're playing.
No. She's gonna be worried this whole time, and perhaps in disbelief. In fact, I think I know exactly what her face would look like if she won this race. I remember she in the first round of SGL of SpeedGaming Live last year. I was watching Laoria in the first round of brackets, and up with a huge upset of Kyong in the first race. Again, I think because of Pendant Pod in that race. And I remember distinctly what her face looked like. She was extremely surprised, a big old pog face on cam. So I would imagine Zelga is that caliber of runner for sure. So it'd be fun to imagine what Leo's face is going to look like, or would look like, if she does manage to hold on and wins this race.
I'd say at this point, it's probably a 4 to 5 minute lead for Laoria that Zelga will dip into slowly with that lack of sword for her.
Yep.
We'll just see if that's enough of a difference with GT.
Does anyone in chat know? It's been a while. I don't remember. Does Leo have a preferred GT basement route? Leo just mirror? Okay, that's fine.
I could definitely see Zelga getting into TR when she, give or take, gets the laser bridge.
Yeah, that feels about right. Right, so she will make the call on what to do with the GT basement, apparently, based on the number of keys that she gets heading to Stalfos' room first. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, if a sword is on Leo's way, it will be there for Zelga as well. But the difference between Gold Sword and Tempered Sword is much, much smaller than the difference between Master Sword and Tempered Sword. Yeah. All right, Leo with the big key, gonna be able to steal the Poke Key and head off there.
Yep, that big key is the reason why they both got kicked out of TR early.
That's right. It was in the Chain Chomp chest. Zelga very nicely there. That was a really savvy thing that Zelga just did there. Zelga did, I think Zelga was on sword beams, and there was a bunch of enemies around there. And so intentionally took damage off of the spike, not only to get rid of sword beams, but to get iframes to pick up that key. If that's what happened there, that's really heads up. There's Zelga's 6th crystal.
And that's kind of the big difference there between Tempered and Master Sword, making Moth look like nothing.
You can see the difference that Zelga's execution has made so far in this seed by the fact that Zelga has completed an entire additional dungeon here. Zelga full cleared Palace of Darkness, and Leo never set foot in there. And they're both going to be in TR at the same time. Oh, hey, the mirror shield is useful for once. There's our key. Yeah, I'm gonna check that last chest. It's a full heart container. It's pretty good, but not the sword she was hoping for.
So Zelga about a TR behind, but does again have the chest cleared up to a certain point, so not going to be too far behind.
No sword, no silvers. Leo got to be hoping for a slightly late big key to give a chance to make a couple more checks in there. Master Sword silverless, no half magic, no lamp. She does have 3 blue potions, which is a big help.
Trying to prevent that ice floor. Well done. Good heads up.
Only 2 hits there. But with the extra damage the Fire Rod does, that is enough.
Watch out for that tail. Ooh, good job. All right, making Trinex look like nothing.
Very, very nice. That is not an easy fight by any stretch of the imagination. I know it gives me heartache whenever I have to do it. Now we deal with the hammer hitbox. Nice up hit there. Very nice.
Good job taking down Trinex, and Zelga is hot on her heels, but I think it's about time we play a game. What do you think?
Yeah, let's play the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. There are 22 checks in the basement of Ganon's Tower. Put a number between 1 and 22 in chat. And if, and based on Leo's order through the dungeon, if the GT Big Key is at the check number that you guessed, you win free imaginary internet points.
Also, a lifetime supply of a link to the best randomizer seats brought to you by ALTTPR.com.
Leo is going to check. Oh, is going to pick up half magic here.
Not a bad
I
call.
don't hate this, yeah. Staring at Master Sword Silvers, this is Silverless. This is going to be a lot of a peace of mind here. Doesn't take very long. I don't hate this.
This is going to give some time back to Zelga, but it's a very good call.
Lana, what's your guess for GT Big Key guessing game?
I like to go low, so I'm going to go with 9 today.
9 was also my guess. Great minds. It's 9
is but 1-9.
9 is quick, but it is long enough in that you get the chance for a sword or the silvers to show up.
Okay, this is a very important moment for Laoria. Is she going to have the route to the big key, or is Zelga going to shoot right there and take the lead?
All right, Leo entering GT at 125.45. Headed to Hope Room first. Number 1, 10 arrows. Number 2, a key is going to mirror out.
Could be big if right side has that big key, but we'll see.
Number 3 is the compass.
Oh, laser bridge.
Zelga getting bullied a little bit by this red beetle. Using that red mail.
Yeah, well done.
Stalfos room, number 4. 10 arrows. Number 5, a small key. She's stunning Stalfos, so probably headed left here. Number 6, a heart container. Number 7, the single arrow. We continue.
Very interesting if Zelga decides to go full right here.
Yep. Number 8. $20.
Or is it 30?
35 now. We've been at this for long enough.
I got you.
Boom strats. Yes, boom strats.
Inflation, people. Gotta hate it. Zelga taking down Trinex.
Check number 9 for Leo. Just 3 bombs. Nothing for us today.
We lose! Oh no.
Yeah, this could come down to the wire.
He really needs this key to be over here on the left.
10 is 20 rupees. 11 is a small key. 12 is the map. 13 is the big key.
13.
First person to guess 13 was a DJ Mouseman. So GG's to DJ Mouseman. You win nothing.
And a close second place. Leave me alone with 13 as well. Okay, good for Laoria if Zelga decides to go right side and it doesn't have silvers.
And he is continuing. Oops. Going for that bow. I like that bow strat. It's I picked up that strat from Airy. And it's fun until you miss and hit a spike instead and then bonk. Leo on 3 hearts. Got to be careful here. But with that half magic, is going to be able to lean on that fire rod a little bit. There was our last sword in Compass Room. So confirmed Leo is going to be on Master Sword for the Ganon fight.
Actually, in this mode, there are
no, that was the
sword
boots. That was the
limitations.
boots.
That was boots, yeah.
That was the boots. Excuse me.
So unfortunately for Leo, she'll be on only boots for the rest of the seed. Meanwhile, Zelga gets that 30.
That double boots.
Exactly. That do actually nothing.
Been playing too much ladder. The boots just show up by themselves again.
With the lack of magic, is electing to go with Master Sword Strat's gonna give Zelga a little bit more time for catch-up. Oh no! You got those blues, use them! There you go, making the right call.
Yep, you got 2 more of those. That's plenty for Ganon.
Ooh, having a tough land now.
Showing her frustration with some slashes. Oh,
Oh,
being very
no.
rude.
Land mode, please!
There we go. Zelga using the OK Boomerang like a boss.
Good point from Renderer in chat. That big 20 has no bearing with logic, so it can be placed on the torch for all he cares. Okay, Zelga's about to get that key and start climbing.
Leo is a full gauntlet ahead, a full tower climb ahead, basically.
She needs a sword to show up here right now.
That would be really
great.
helpful, or else it's going to be right close here at the end. There's a blue cane.
Or silvers.
Single rupee, not what you're hoping for.
I mean, what have we not seen at this point? Ice Armos?
Yeah.
Bob's chest?
20 rupees in the pre-Moldorm chest. One more.
Oh, Moldorm, behave! This is a nail biter of a race here, everybody.
It really is. Leo hoping for silvers or a tempered sword here in the last chest of the game. There's the silvers!
Validation silvers!
Whoa!
Good find for Laoria.
That is huge!
This is big. I mean, Zelga may pass that up. We'll see.
Yeah, there's no way Zelga checks that.
And Laoria does have 2 blue potions as well. Does not have to play super safe on Ganon. Can pull out that cape and just start swinging. Charging.
Just missed a triple there in the first cycle of Aga 3. 2-1. 2.
One more to go, Laoria.
2-1-2-1, a very, very nice Agatu.
We'll
Leo, probably with eyes on the race time room. Got to fluff that bonk count. Got to get up to 40.
All she's thinking is, did he find another sword? Is he ahead of me, behind me? We're about to find out when she enters Ganon. And we drop down at 1:34:01.
All right. 12 spins in each of phases 1 and 2.
Needs to have
Nice
a clean
double there.
Exactly. Needs to have a clean fight. And not being great with his positioning so far.
That's 8. 9.
Ooh, that's a good spot, but not going to be able to get
10,
the 12
11.
off.
Oh, not quite.
Not quite.
Oh, that's a shame. There's 12. So this is phase 2 now. 1. 2. 3. Holding on to that cape.
Getting that cape out. Good idea,
4.
Laoria. Take all that time you can. Oh, good spot.
Yep. 5, 6. 7, 8. 9, 10. 11, 12. That should be phase 2.
Here we go. This is it.
Hard part's over. Going for some. Gotta spin in phase 3 too, which is not fun.
Zelga taking down Trolldorm 2. Does not get silvers.
No need to worry about torch glitch. There's 2.
Here we go.
3. Gonna need to use a potion here.
No chances.
And that's for get your GGs in chat for Laoria.
It's a game from zelgadissan. Holy moly, what a match.
What a race. What an upset for Leo.
That fire rod.
Zelga dropping into the fight. Looks like he is going to finish it out.
All right, so Laoria goes to 1 and 2. zelgadissan will go to 2 and 2 for the records. But you could take a look at this difference between the Master Sword and regular tempered fight. Not going to have silvers, though, as said by Tyler Salt, did not pick those silvers up.
This is a good point. I'm looking at the race time room. For whatever reason, and I was wondering about this earlier, if you've noticed that these runners are menuing a lot more than you'd think. For whatever reason, Quick Swap was not on for this seed. They did not mean to do that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I see that.
Zelga getting those spins in. And there it is. Get your GGs in chat for zelgadissan.
And we are going to get an interview. Laoria has just selected to wait for Zelga to be ready as well. So we're going to get a double interview coming up here.
Your official times here. Laoria is going to win this race with an official time of 1:36.27. Zelga comes in second at 1:38.36. So just over 2 minutes. GG's to both of our runners.
We should get both of them up here pretty darn quickly.
And we are joined by our runners. GG's to both of you. Congratulations to Laoria on the win. Leo, how do you feel?
Not okay.
Not okay?
Not okay.
Okay.
No, I feel great. It's not anything remotely expected. Like, Zelga's... I mean, I know you're here, but like, Zelga's Zelga, right? Like, that's not a name that you expect to, like, somehow beat, especially with what was going on equipment-wise.
Yeah, it's really well done by you there. How many, Zelga, and you might not, you didn't open this chest, but Leo, how many fist pumps did you do? This is from Dapper Wormman in chat. How many fist pumps did you do after opening that final chest and finding the silver arrows?
I felt so good, dude. I literally, like, the only reason I went and grabbed half magic was because I was like, all right, I'm gearing up for a Master Sword Silverless fight. Like, I know it'll be fine, but still, I want to be able to, like, just be free with it and whatever. And then pulling that, I'm like, okay, well, fine, sure, let's go.
And then, Zelga, GG's to you as well, sir.
Yeah, big GG's at Laoria. This was a interesting seed in how it played out.
The moment,
Yeah,
Zelga, I want to ask you about is coming out of Swamp Palace. We were talking about this. You really had, I think, two choices. You could have gone up the Cave 45 Smith Chain way, or you could have done what you did and gone to Pyramid Ferry and up towards a Graveyard Ledge. Can you talk us through how you made that decision and why you made the decision that you did?
The only things I had left before the mirror was the Smith Chain and the pedestal until I talked to Sahasrara. So at that point, Smith Chain was completely dead. I had to just play that what I needed was behind the mirror, which meant that I was just going to focus on things like Pyramid Ferry, Graveyard Ledge, K45, because those are all mirror lock checks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that really, that decision is what made this race as close as it was. You didn't see this, but if you had gone the other way and gone to Hammer Pegs, you would have found the Bombos Medallion, and probably headed right to Ice Palace there, putting off that Fire Rod and looking for it in there. So that decision, I think, was really key to this race being as close as it ended up being. So well thought out, very good thought process there. Leo, go ahead, Zelga, sorry.
I was just gonna say that I was only missing the mirror and Fire Rod for so long, and then finally finding the mirror. I mean, I just kind of had to play to my outs, which felt like it had to be the mirror. But yeah, I can understand definitely having Bombos, because I mean, there's so many ways. Like, you have the mitts before you ever touch Dark World. There's ways that you have the bow very early. So those are all things that just did not feel like they were working in my favor.
And then, Leo, I got to ask you about your favorite place in this game, Pendant Palace of Darkness, that you never set foot in.
I didn't touch it. I know.
What the hell?
I know. Okay, so this, I will be real with you, was 100% metagaming.
Yeah, I thought it might be.
And it was because I want to say during Zelga's race against Kazdin, Zelga, I think you said something along the lines while you were in Pendant Pod, like, if this was Leo, I'd be going to Helma right now. And so I know it's become such a, I mean, it's become such a meme, like, it's freaking everywhere. But I wanted to see if that would pay off in my favor. And when I pulled flippers out of Mire, and that being my go mode, I was like, okay, sweet. Never touching pod, but I know Lamp's there. So, oh well.
And then, yeah, Zelga, I guess the obvious next question is, were you metagaming that as well?
To some extent, but also no. Like, when I went to pod and just went ahead and decided to commit to Helmasaur, I didn't have many other great options.
Right.
It was basically that Smith Chain or Eastern was pretty much the only other stuff I could do. I'd even been into Turtle Rock. I already had the flippers, all that stuff. So, yeah.
See, and I feel like I almost in a way lucked out that I did Eastern first. Like, I had kind of, once I saw that it was Pendant Pod, I had almost kind of mentally, like, decided, like, all right, this is going to be the one where I just don't touch it. And then as checks are starting to whittle down, I'm like, okay, oh no, okay. Just breathe. And then, you know, followed the bow, what we had, to Eastern, never pulled the lamp. So I'm like, okay, it's got to be in pod. So that's fine. I'm going to do Eastern first, do green pendant, and then go into pod. Because there's always that gamble of, like, you do pod hoping to find a mirror at the very least. Like, so you can combo, but I don't know, like I said, I had kind of mentally decided I'm going to not follow my own meme today.
And if you've got the flute and the hammer, it's kind of 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. You're not really saving that much time
Right.
mirroring over from pod.
I will say, after pulling mirror, I was really tempted to still go into pod. Like, I had that moment where it's like, do I still go in because it's so dense? And then I was like, no, just go do mirror things. You have desert now, go do that. Even though I didn't have fire because I'm dumb. Like, yeah.
So, do you either of you have any additional races scheduled yet? What can we look forward to?
I don't have any more yet.
Yeah, same.
All right. Well, nothing to look forward to then, I guess.
Yeah. I want to say all of us in our group for Kaz Boots have gotten at least one race done with each other. And I know I had my cross keys race yesterday, so I'm just waiting for that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you both for
Not
being
exciting.
on Restream.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Same.
And, Lana, any questions for our? I asked a bunch of questions, so I want to make sure that you get a chance to ask questions if you have them.
No, thank you. You covered them all. No, thank you both for being on Restream. You both did a fantastic job. Thank you.
Yeah, make sure you give our runners a follow there in chat. Laoria of Light and zelgadissan putting on a really fun race. This was the first SpeedGaming Restream of the Casual Boots tournament, so we're looking forward to bringing you a bunch more of those as we continue on deeper into the tournament, which just started a couple days ago. So thanks to SpeedGaming for having us, for having this tournament on their air. And on your screens. Thanks to our tracker, Royale with Cheese, and to Drossi, updating the stream layout from the highway, from a rest stop along Route 128 in Massachusetts. Big ups to Drossi for that. And thanks again to Leo and Zelga for a really fun race, a fun one to watch back, I would suggest.
Yeah, GG's again, Zelga. I don't know if I actually said it or not in voice, but yeah, GG's.
Yeah, GG's. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have quick swap next time.
Yeah,
That's right.
That would be pretty awesome.
That's right. I forgot about that. What was going through your heads when you realized, oh, wait, quick swap isn't working?
Honestly,
Race
if this wasn't on a restream, I would have just said, "Hey, let's forfeit," and just re-roll it.
I think I literally said, like, I am thrown right now. Like, we can, like, see what SG bosses say. Like, I am 100% good with restarting. I was ready for it.
Well, you both, you soldiered on without quick swap very admirably. So good job with that. Old
Thanks.
school. All right. So Lana, a pleasure to work with you today here on this this stream.
Likewise, and thank you as well to Royal with Cheese for handling all the tracking for us. Thank you very much as well.
All right, for Lana Bean and Royale with Cheese, our runners Laoria and Zelga, and for everybody here at Speed Gaming, thanks for watching. There's probably some more stuff coming up on the Speed Gaming family of networks, which I would usually pull up right now, and I'm going to do that on the fly here to see what is coming up next on speedgaming.org/schedule.
I link the schedule in the chat.
Oh, thank you. We have coming up here today. What time is it? Let's see. Right now we've got some Metroid Prime going on. We've got some Pokemon Crystal going on. Some Mario 3 randomizer. Some Mega Man Maker Kaizo Weekly. No more Link to the Past on the schedule for Speed Gaming today. But plenty more content coming at you, and probably a handful of races coming up on Speed Gaming. Got a couple more restreams planned tomorrow, so keep a lookout for those. Thank you all for watching, everybody, for us here on Speed Gaming 3, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.